sand fans and lunatics. Sand Phil here. Well, today we're going to try something that I don't know how it's going to... Wait a minute. If you guys have watched any of my videos, I was about to say I don't know how this is going to go. But if you've watched any of my videos, you know I never really know how stuff's going to go. So, the deal is today is the driver's side paddle tire leaks air really bad. And it's got probably a gallon of slime in it, and it still leaks really bad. So I got a tube in for it. Now, I've put tubes in tires before, but mainly like when I was a kid on my bicycle, and I think I put some in my dirt bike a couple times maybe over my lifetime, but I have never put a tube in any kind of tire this big. So I don't know how this is going to go. Here again, much like all my other videos, we'll see how it goes. I've got some ideas in my head on how we're going to try this, and we'll go from there, man. Okay, so I'm pretty limited on space right here, so we may have to roll the sandrail out, which I know this tire looks like it's aired up, but I got it sitting on a jack stand so it doesn't hurt the tire. Now, I know I could get out my sockets and find an extension, but I made this thing a long time ago. And what this is I took a 4-way and I put a piece of chromoly pipe on it, and then I welded the end back on. And this is how I take my paddle tires off. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but one day I was bored and decided to airbrush skulls and stuff all over it. So, yeah, I did that. I don't know if this thing is even going to fit in between this tire and the wall, but we're going to give it a shot. Like I said, we may have to... Yeah, this ain't going to work. Oh, no, not even close. Alright, well, we either got to jack it up, slide the sandrail that way, or roll it out. So, we will be back. Just about to say we don't have any lawnmower problems, but my neighbor just showed up, so
Yes, I know, my jack is missing the top of its handle. Well, what happened was we lost that on the highway going to the dunes. So I'm going to apologize if that went through somebody's front windshield. Yeah, that was me. I did that.
Okay, so this kind of concerns me. This is the passenger side paddle tire, and it has two valve stems. It has one there, and it has one over here. So I know this paddle tire has a tube in it. So I'm wondering what I'm going to get into when I break the bead on this other one. So I don't know. I really don't want to drill a hole in this rim. So to me, I would think you would just take the regular valve stem out and put the tube valve stem through it, like I've done on any other time I've ever put a tube in a tire. But like I said, it's always an adventure. Alright, I'm going to pull the Schrader valve out of this. And I'll put this somewhere where I'll easily lose it. Alright, now we got to get this thing off the bead. And yeah, that's not going to be fun.
A workshop hammer?
Well, the way I used to do them is, that's why I backed the truck up, as I was going to slide it underneath and put the jack on it and pop it loose. But I don't know how this is going to go. So let me see what we can do here.
Alright, so this was my idea. I just backed the truck up and thought, okay, well here's the thing. I can just jack the truck up, slide the paddle tire underneath the trailer hitch. I found this piece of metal, so I put it right up against the bead. Then I put a piece of 2x4 there, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just drop the weight of the truck down, and that should break the bead loose on this big old paddle tire. Well, as you can see when you watch this, that didn't work. What happened was, then we dropped the tailgate, and my son jumped on it, and that still wasn't enough weight to break the bead loose. So I decided that I would take my little petite frame and jump on the tailgate, and crazy enough, that was enough weight to break the bead loose on this big Buffalo paddle tire.
Contractor, no. I will not bow to any sponsor.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to More Parts. These guys are great. I had originally ordered this tube from a different company that I don't even want to talk about. But after 8 weeks, I still hadn't gotten this inner tube. I did email them. They gave me a full refund. So, I mean, that's just the way it is sometimes. But I ordered it from More Parts. These guys were actually cheaper on the tube, and I got it here within a week from California. This is great. I can't say enough about how good these guys are. And I also want to thank Mike over at KOCK'S TV. You guys should check out his channel. He's the one that told me about More Parts. So I want to thank both these guys. Well, let's get on with this tube installation.
Okay, we're going to open this thing up and see what we got. Hopefully we got better stuff than the fuel pump when we opened it. And I'm going to open it up with my new knife that my son, Blade Runner, made for me. We call him a Blade Runner because he likes to make knives. But check this thing out. Is this not cool? This was my Father's Day present. Look, and even put a beer opener on the end of it. Whoa! Alright, let's open this thing up. Blade Runner is soon to have his own channel. And as soon as he has it, he's going to show you guys like what he does, making knives and stuff. And he goes to the dunes, and he has a cool four-wheeler that I built, you know. Alright. So, man, dude, this thing is super sharp. Yeah, I'm liable to cut off a finger completely with that. You guys got to stay tuned. Looky here. That is one big old inner tube, man. Woohoo! And it's only like 190 degrees today. So today would be awesome to fill this thing up and go float in the river. Or in my green swimming pool. Alright, guys. Well, alright, so there it is. We did good on this thing. So I'm going to pull the old valve stem out of this thing. And we'll reset the like I said, it's 100 degrees. We'll reset the camera and we'll try to get this thing done. Alright, I'm sure this is not how you're supposed to do this. But here again, if you've learned anything from my channel, it's how not to do stuff. And this thing's probably got like at least a gallon's worth of slime in it. So I really don't want to stick my hand down here to fetch the other side of this out, but I don't think I got the choice. I can't even get my hand down in there. Oh, and you know what? I got it. I got a whole handful of slime too, but I got it. Alright. I don't know why in the world these guys drilled a hole in that other rim to put this tube in. And we may be fixing to find out. But let's see what we can do here. I got this cool valve stem install tool, but it won't work because
Too deep.
the rim's just too deep. Alright. So my thoughts are I'm just going to kind of ease this big buffalo tube down in there. I'm hoping we can get in there and put some air in it. I'm trying really hard not to get a fold at this thing because I know that's bad. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever put a tube in anything quite this big. I think I just got the valve stem.
I can see it.
It's close, man. It's really close to dig back down in there in the slime. Alright. We got her to there, so I'm hoping if I put the cap on it, it won't roll back down in there. I'll just keep kind of tucking this tube in this big old tire. I hope you guys are finding this interesting. I mean, if not, let me know. We'll just make some more sand dune wheelie videos, but
It'll take a while.
yeah, because this is the stuff you have to do before you can go do wheelies. And then after you do a bunch of wheelies, then you have to bring it back here and fix all the stuff you broke while you were doing wheelies.
Or after you go off a 30-foot den.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Super Dave did that. Super Dave, we miss you, man. Alright. Well, she's in there. She is definitely there. So, I'm going to go fire up the air compressor, which is going to make a bunch of noise. We'll see if we can't air this thing up. So, even though my swimming pool is green, if you watch my swimming pool pump deal, the pump is in and it's working, but the swimming pool is still green, but it's getting clearer. But I don't even care today. I'm gonna go jump in it with a big old Lone Star and float around after we get this done. So hopefully, man, this you hear the air compressor? My air compressor is like, I'm pretty sure they chiseled it out at like stones and stuff, like the caveman did it. But it's still working, so I can't really justify getting another one. Plus, you know, I don't really have the money. But so it's working. So hey, there goes some dirt bikes. Yeah, mine's broke. Y'all have fun.
I proceeded to try to get this tube to come through this valve stem for about the next 2 hours and never could get it. So I finally figured out what the problem is. The valve stem on the tube is in a far different place than the valve stem that's in the rim. And that's why on the other tire it had 2 valve stems on it. So I messed with this, like I said, for about the next 2 hours. Tore up my arms, but we finally gave up, went to the auto parts store. I bought another valve stem just to put in that hole where the old valve stem was, because if you saw, I cut the other one out. So I got me a new valve stem. And then the next thing you're going to see is, yeah, I'm drilling a hole in this rim that I really didn't want to drill a hole in. But, yeah, this was not fun, and it was hot. I was sure ready. I thought this was going to go easy after this part. I thought the hard part was going to be breaking this tire off the bead.
Yeah, I think we're good. hopefully all these little shavings will slide down this little ramp I made. Piece of metal we put in here. Trying to think how far we went on the other one. I think we need to go just... I'm hitting my plate. Alright, I think we're good. Like a charm. Look at that.
Well, that hardly ever does.
I know, I can't believe we did that.
Yeah.
Let me fill on the other side, see if it's got any rough edges. And yeah, it sure does. We kind of need to...
File.
Well, if I could get this thing down far enough, maybe I could run the bed in it. Yeah, I can. Looky there. We'll run it back from this side. Knock all that off. Sure enough. Nice and smooth. Get all those files. Alright, now, lettuce, cabbage. Let's try this again. Well, we have tried every trick in the book. I am tired. It's super hot. I've got the tube in the tire. It's aired up. It's holding air. But I don't know if you can see, it's not seated all the way around. I've got a gap right here at the bottom. But this is the kind of stuff you run into when you have sandrails. I'm not getting down. It's just, man. I'm ready to put this thing on the dunes. But I think I'm just going to leave it like that for right now. I mean, I'm hoping that maybe driving it around a little bit will kind of knock it all the way back around. I mean, it really can't go anywhere. So I think I'm just going to leave it aired up like this and move the rail back over and put its cover on it. And man, I'll see you guys on the dunes. Be safe.
What the hell?